If you have any desire or even any thoughts or any want to retire early, you've got something you're not going to want to miss. I'm Lynn.
And I'm Danny, and welcome to RV America.
Hey, did you guys hear us mention early retirement? Someone is joining me in retiring early.
That's right. Getting to retire early has always been a goal of ours, to have enough money to do the things we want to do. And what we want to do today is share with you 7 ways that you can retire early or retire comfortably by just following these simple steps.
Number 1.
We decided to avoid debt. You know, at one time, I'd get a new car every 2, maybe 3 years, and always was financing a car.
That was pre-Lynn.
Yeah, exactly. That was pre-Lynn. So one thing I guess I learned from Lynn was, with her financial background, was why pay interest? Why have debt? So we decided to drive our vehicles, instead of 2 years, we decided to drive them 6, even 8 years. And
People, I drive an 8-year-old Honda Odyssey minivan.
Rima's in great shape. She keeps good care of it.
I take real good care of it. And I could probably get another several years out of it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just 8 years old. It's got 150,000 miles on it. But it runs great.
And we take care of it. We take it in the shop. We have it regularly maintained. Take care of the things that we have. But what did that do for us? We started to be able to save those car payments, where they used to be $400, $500, $600 car payments, and save those away month after month after month. So, avoid debt would be our first thing we would say to you, to avoid debt.
If you want to retire early, you can't do it if you're in debt.
That's right. Number 2, track your spending.
You need to know where your money's going. Some people say, you know, I had $100 in my pocket. Don't know what I did with it.
Yep.
That's not happening at our house.
No, she's good at it. I cannot even buy a Diet Dr. Pepper without her knowing. She uses Quicken, so we know where every penny goes.
That's right. Quicken is a finance software I download directly from the bank into my Quicken. There are other softwares too that you can use. Quicken is not the only one. It's just the one that I like because it's close to QuickBooks, which I've used for many, many years now. And it's great in letting us know what we're going to need to live and maintain our lifestyle once we retire, because we know where our money's going now.
And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So, if you're wanting to retire early, you'll need to track your spending.
Absolutely. Number 3, spend less and save more.
That's right. Now that you went through your Quicken and you're determining where you're spending money, now you can try to shave a little bit off and try to save a little bit more each and every month. And you got to find ways through your budget and through your spending. You need to look at what you can cut out and what you can save. Are you going out to eat 3 or 4 times a week? Maybe you can cut that back and only go once a week and save a ton of money.
The whole idea is to live on less than you make. So don't be afraid to hit the thrift shops instead of the mall.
Number 4, save money. Now that you've gone through what you're spending, now that you're starting to shave a little bit of money off, you can save money, right?
Right. And the earlier you start your IRA accounts, the better off you'll be. And always, always, always max out your employee
401ks or any other benefits that they might have.
Whatever your employee is allowing you to contribute to the retirement account, be sure you do that, because that's money you'll need later. And the number 1 rule of the retirement account, Danny, what did we learn?
Don't drink Diet Dr. Peppers?
No.
Oh.
The number 1 rule of the retirement account: never ever touch it. It's retirement. You're not retired. You're not allowed to touch that money. And let me tell you something. If you have it in a 401k or something like that, a Roth or something, then let me tell you, you take that out before you're 59 and a half, and you're going to pay dearly for it. So don't do it.
That's right. I do remember that one.
Yeah, now you remember that one.
It was easy for me in the past to use some of my investments as a savings account versus saving for retirement. So be like Lynn, don't be like Danny.
We got married, I told him, dead or dying, we'll touch the retirement accounts. Otherwise, forget it.
That's right, and it's worked out great, and we're getting to retire early.
Also, this is the point in time that you know where your money's going and you can cut back on your spending. sock it away in a savings account so that you can have money to make up the difference between, if you retire early and the time you can get into the IRAs and stuff. You want to have enough money socked back, invested, or whatever you want it to be. A regular savings account doesn't really pay a lot, but you want to have it so that you can take and use that money during that in-between time.
Yeah.
And I will tell you also, the earlier you make this decision, the better off you'll be, because we didn't make this decision yesterday. We made this decision years ago and started saving. We started living on less than what we were making. I think we lived on less than 50% of what we were actually bringing into our home.
And think about that. If you could somehow find a way to live on 50% of what you're bringing in, how much could you save and how quick could you retire?
And that's the game. Number 5, consider downsizing your home. This is something we did, and I have so not regretted it.
We went from a large house, and we went down to a 1,500 square foot condominium.
Yeah, we really downsized.
And how we got there is, as Lynn mentioned, we were living off of 50% of what we were bringing home and saving that but adding money to the principal, right?
Right. We had doubled our mortgage payment so that we could pay our house off earlier. And then we decided that wasn't working fast enough. So the market was really good.
Right.
So, and we knew we wanted to retire. And we knew taking care of the big house during our retirement years was not going to coincide with our traveling desires. So we sold the big house. We bought a small condo. We don't have to worry about yard work or anything. And has it enabled us to save so much money. And I'll tell you, when you're buying a house, you're not just, when you sell it and you buy something smaller, it's not just the house payment that you save, but it's also the property insurance, the taxes, the maintenance. We were paying someone to do our lawn. Guess what? We have association dues now. That's another thing. The utilities on a small home.
So we've been living in the condominium for 3 years, or right at 3 years, and what we were able to do when we sold the other house was buy this house.
Right. Buy it outright.
So no more mortgage. So that really set us free when we were 100% debt free about 3 years ago. And guess how much money you can sock away when you don't have a mortgage?
Yeah.
So you're able to start saving more and more and more.
Number 6, know how much you need to live on.
That's right. If you don't know how much you're going to need to retire, then you won't know when you can retire. So you maybe have heard about the 4% rule, that if you take your savings to live off of when you retire, you can use up to 4% of that a year. And that would last 25 years. So if you need to know how much you need, for example, if it took you $36,000 a year to live because you've eliminated your debt, because you've avoided having any more new debt, and you started saving money, if you need $36,000 a year to live off of, times that by 25, that would be 25 years, you'll need $900,000 to live on for the next 25 years. But I've also heard if you're retiring early, you need to live off of 3% of what you've got socked away. So you would take what you need per year times 33, so 36,000 times 33 years, because you might live 33 more years, and you'll need 1.2 million. So you'll need to know what you need to retire by doing this formula. And I'll post it on screen and down below for you. So it'll help you determine how much I need.
And also, to determine how much you need to track your income.
And that goes back to our step 2.
Quicken. Or some other software.
Number 7, have a plan B. Just because you retire early doesn't mean that sometimes there might be a bubble in the stock market that needs to get corrected. And maybe you're not having a lot of growth that particular year. So what is your plan B? What can you do?
We can take and go work at a work camping job at some point.
And work camping, and she's talked about this for years.
Yeah, we're going to do this, guys.
I've always said we're not going to need to do it, but she says it's not, I need to do it, I want to do it. Because
it's a fun thing.
She loves to talk to everybody. She'll probably back up as she's checking people in, she'll probably back up traffic for about a mile before they get into the camp park.
Is that a bad thing?
Sometimes. Work camping would be you work at a RV park or a state park or some other park, and you're getting paid for that. And a lot of the RV parks will give you a campsite. That way, you don't have anything going out on campground sites. Other things that some people do will be Uber, DoorDash. There's so many other things you can do to earn a little bit of money when a market's down, because they might happen. They might not ever happen, but have a plan B. Some people will house set, but as an RVer, we want to be able to still travel no matter what happens to the economy. So we'll be able to do that. So when you need a lot less, you don't have to work the 50, 60 hours that you were working before to make this kind of money. Now you can work a lot less hours for a lot less money just to make the amount of money you might need to live on.
Yeah. And right now, we plan on keeping our home just because it's so inexpensive and it's not really costing us anything to sit there and maintain. There's no maintenance on it or anything. So we plan on keeping that, but plan B for us might be to sell the house.
We could. So if you want to retire early, then have a plan B. So there's 7 tips that we're sharing with you that can lead you to retiring early, retiring comfortably. Just start. And that's what our point is today, is just start somewhere.
All 7 of these tips is not going to work for everyone. And you're not going to be able to go out right now and put all 7 tips into play.
And we did it 16 years ago. We started at point A and just moved towards finally paying off the mortgage. So that's what we're encouraging you to do. Start at point A. Find out what your point A needs to be and start working towards it. Live, like Dave Ramsey says, live today like no other so you can live tomorrow like no other.
So hit the subscribe button.
Hit that notification bell because we've got videos coming out for you that you're not going to want to miss.
And give us a thumbs up if you like our videos. And don't forget to share them with friends.
That's right.
Until next time, God bless and many safe travels.
And go RV America.